Watch out, everybody. Today, I'm activating my inner martial artist as we look at Avatar The Last Airbender here on Templar's Tabletop. Welcome back to the channel, everybody, where we're all about making your role-playing games AAA. Affordable, approachable, and awesome. Today, we are looking at a game. It's set in the world of Avatar The Last Airbender. So if you want to bend some fire, throw some lightning bolts, pick up a piece of rock and throw it at your nemesis, this is the place for you. Let's take a look at this book. I got this as part of the Humble Bundle sale, which I recently covered on the channel, but this is a Powered by the Apocalypse game set in the world of Avatar The Last Airbender. We'll talk about the rules in just a moment, but as I flip through the book, but let's first talk about the vibe. First of all, the question is, who is this game for? And one of the first interesting answers is, if you've never played an RPG game, but you like Avatar The Last Airbender, this might be a great place to start. Sometimes starting your players off with an interesting setting or an idea might help them come over some of their hesitance for trying out a new system, and pulling them to a world that they like might be a great way to do that. I like Avatar. It's not my favorite franchise, but it's something that I enjoy. I like the martial arts. I like the anime adjacent style, so I think it's really cool. So if you're an Avatar fan, this might be a great game for you. Now, what else is it? Let's take a quick look at the rulebook here. It's also, if you're interested in the Avatar world, it's got a huge amount of lore. So if you want to just, even if you're not going to play the game, if you just like learning about the universe and the various timelines and the maps and all that kind of stuff, this has got a lot of great resources for that as well. So even just as a resource for the Avatar franchise, I think there's a lot of really cool things to go on with that. So that is the first part, people that are interested in the lore. What's the second part? This is a Powered by the Apocalypse game. Powered by the Apocalypse is a narrative-focused game. It started off with Apocalypse World and then derived into various games like Dungeon World, or ones that I've covered on this channel, which are Metro Otherscape or Legend in the Mist, which we'll have some more content for coming up soon. But basically, the core system of this game is as follows. You'll roll 2 6-sided dice, and then you'll add your relevant modifier. If you get less than a 6, something bad happens. 7 to 9, you succeed, but there's a cost or a complication. And on a 10 plus, you do what you'd like to do. What this system is really good at is keeping the narrative moving forward and giving players interesting narrative decisions that they always have to go. So oftentimes you're succeeding, but those costs or complications is what makes the game fun. However, this system does have one negative in that you can reduce or you can limit some of the tactical options in combat, especially grid-based combat, that you might have in something like a Pathfinder or a Dungeons & Dragons. And ultimately, that's going to come down to your playstyle. If you don't like Powered by the Apocalypse games, you might not like this one. However, this one does add one interesting element that I want to highlight. And as somebody that has played a lot of these games, this is the thing for me that kind of set it apart, or it brought it up a notch, so to speak, from some of those other games. So what this game does, and I'll show the screen here real quick for the combat system, is it adds one additional layer to the normal Powered by the Apocalypse combat, and that is, as you fight, you're choosing these various stances inspired by martial arts. There's various rounds, so characters that are acting defensively will go first, then aggressively, then things that are scouting or other miscellaneous types. And what's cool is that it adds just enough rules to make the exchanges a little bit more interesting. Now, in the Powered by the Apocalypse world, as we've already talked about, the main point is to keep things moving. And so one thing I've noticed is that if you try to add too many systems, you can sometimes get away from the core idea, which is keep the game moving and not too slow. However, if you are somebody that likes Powered by the Apocalypse, but you want to try adding just a little bit of more tactical combat, or just a little bit more to make it feel a little bit crunchier, this might be perfect. I have not yet played this, but I can say that as somebody that enjoys the RPG hobby and just thinking about it, I had a lot of fun thinking about what fights might look like. And if you have played it, please let me know how it actually ran at the table, because in my brain it looks kind of cool, but I don't know because I haven't run it. So let me know what you think. This is purely a vibes review and just the content of the book. So let me know if you've run it. Let's take a look at the page here real quick. So as you're fighting, you can choose some basic techniques. You've got defense movements, you've got advance and attack, and you also have evade and observe. And each of these moves will give you different settings or different things that will happen as you do them. And what's really cool is that it's still pretty simple. There's not hundreds of different conditions or dozens like in Dungeons and Dragons, and there's not a huge plethora of spell lists to memorize, but it does give just that little bit of tactical combat or tactical feel that makes your decisions feel like they matter a little bit more. And I really like games like Faster Than Light or Into the Breach, games that are tactical, but they're also like each decision that you make has a lot of weight to it. And so this system might hit that sweet spot between narrative and tactical. So My final verdict on the game. What do I think about Avatar The Last Airbender? I think it's done a really great job at providing the lore and the aesthetics of the game. The artwork and the layout are all really good, and I think that the gameplay has a chance to be really interesting. And so, if I ever found a group to play this with, I think it would be something that I'd definitely want to look into and try out that combat system. But what do you think? Have you tried out Avatar The Last Airbender? Are you going to be one with the elements and unleash fire and earth and all that stuff on your enemies? Or is just this a book that is going to, again, not be Dungeons and Dragons and therefore be ignored? Let me know what you think in the comments. So thank you all so much for watching this video. We hope to catch you later on the channel, and until next time, happy gaming.
Well,